Good morning once again, radio fans. Big Al here on this Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday, November 25th, 2020. And welcome back to our series on the AM and FM radio stations from across the country. Now, in our last installment, we took a look at the Kansas City, Missouri radio market. And now we're headed further up into the Great Lakes region to the beer maker city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this is slightly a smaller radio market than Kansas City. According to Nielsen, Kansas City is listed as the 34th largest market in the country. Milwaukee, the city we're about to look at now, is listed as the 42nd largest. So they have about the same amount of stations as Kansas City, probably a few lesser ones. I counted 47 full power stations in the Kansas City market, while here in Milwaukee I only counted 40. So both of these markets are pretty similar to each other. So, that being said, let's dive into the AM and FM radio stations from across Brewtown, USA, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Starting off on the AM side of the dial with 540 WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin. This is a Milwaukee suburb to the north of the city. They're known as ESPN Wisconsin. Their slogan is, "All you really want to hear is sports." This is an ESPN radio affiliate. In fact, this is the secondary ESPN radio affiliate in Milwaukee. And they are one of two flagship stations of the locally based Marquette Golden Eagles from Marquette University, again based there in Milwaukee. They share those flagship rights with sister station WKTI, which we'll talk about on the FM side of the band. Anyway, WAUK is locally owned by Good Karma Brands based in nearby Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. And they do operate FM translator station W266 DR on 101.1 FM in Waukesha, Wisconsin. But at the present time, that translator is off the air currently. All right, 620. And this is a legendary station in Milwaukee. In fact, it is the oldest radio station in the state of Wisconsin. And that's WTMJ Milwaukee. A lot of history with this station. They're known as News Radio WTMJ, Wisconsin's radio station. They broadcast a news talk format with hourly news updates from ABC News. And I kind of find that odd because the television station in Milwaukee on Channel 4, which also has the WTMJ call sign, is an NBC station. But WTMJ Radio has ABC News updates on the hour. WTMJ is also a big-time sports station. They are the radio flagship station of the Green Bay Packers, the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Milwaukee Bucks. So you will hear Packers football, Brewers baseball, and Bucks basketball on WTMJ, which is also owned by Beaver Dam, Wisconsin-based Good Karma Brands. Programming is repeated on WKTI 94.5 FM HD2 in Milwaukee, and they operate FM translator station W277CV 103.3 FM, also licensed to Milwaukee. Now, as I said at the beginning, WTMJ is the oldest radio station in the state of Wisconsin, signing on the airways as a licensed station by the FCC on July 25th, 1927, and originally on 10:20 a.m. Upon the station's sign-on, the call sign was switched from WKAF to the current WTMJ. And then the station itself moved from 10:20 a.m. to 6:20 a.m. in 1928. WTMJ's former owner, the Journal Company, this is the owners of the city's long-running newspaper, the Milwaukee Journal, which later merged with the rival Milwaukee Sentinel in 1995 to form what is now the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, signed on Wisconsin's first television station, WTMJ TV, at Channel 3 on December 3rd, 1947. WTMJ moved its television signal to Channel 4 in 1953 and remains the NBC affiliate in Milwaukee. So there is a little bit of history with WTMJ. 860 is a pretty historic station in Milwaukee, especially to the African American community, and that's WNOV Milwaukee. 106.5 and 860 WNOV, The Voice. This is an urban talk and urban contemporary hybrid station owned by Courier Communications Corporation, and they operate translator station W293CX on 106.5 FM in Milwaukee. 920. This is the first of 3 Milwaukee area stations broadcasting in high definition, and that's WOKY Milwaukee, the Big 920, Milwaukee's sports station. This is a sports talker and one of 2 Fox Sports radio stations in Milwaukee. The other is sister station WRNW-FM. More on that later. WOKY is the flagship station of the Milwaukee Admirals. This is a minor league professional hockey team from the American Hockey League, affiliated with the NHL's Nashville Predators. WOKY is also the Milwaukee affiliate of Wisconsin Badgers Sports. So you'll hear Badgers football and men's basketball on WOKY and also on WRNW-FM. WOKY is owned by iHeartMedia. 940 is kind of a fringe station in the Milwaukee area. This would probably be aimed at the northern portion of the market, and that's WFAW Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. They're now known as Oldies 940, broadcasting in oldies format with programming from ABC Radio, the Jones Radio Networks, and Westwood One. WFAW is owned by Magnum Media and recently changed to its current oldies format from the old news talk format back on October 5th of this year. So literally just a few weeks ago, the news talk format was discontinued for their current format. 1130, broadcasting in high definition, is WISN Milwaukee. Not to be confused with ABC television station WISN TV Channel 12. This is News Talk 1130 WISN, broadcasting a news talk format with news updates from Fox News Radio and programming from both Westwood One and the Premier Radio Networks. Notable programming heard on News Talk 1130 WISN include Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, and Coast to Coast AM. WISN is owned by iHeartMedia, and programming is repeated on sister station WRNW 97.3 HD2 in Milwaukee. 1250 is WSSP Milwaukee. 1250 The Fan, Milwaukee's sports talk. This is the Milwaukee affiliate of CBS Sports Radio and is presently owned by Entercom Communications. Now, prior to October 5th, 2020, WSSP's programming was repeated on WXSS 103.7 FM HD2, licensed to the Milwaukee suburb of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. And they also operated FM translator W289CB 105.7 FM in Shorewood, Wisconsin. Entercom Communications, WSSP's owner, decided to discontinue the sports format on the HD2 subchannel of 103.7. And I will tell you what 103.7's second digital subchannel is now airing. That's coming up on the FM side of the dial, so stay tuned. 1290, broadcasting in high definition, is WZTI, Greenfield, Wisconsin. This is another Milwaukee suburb. This station is known as Fonz FM, 100.3 MKE and 107.3 Racine. Now, the branding comes from the popular Happy Days character played by Harry Winkler, the Fonz. This is an oldies radio station owned by the Milwaukee Radio Alliance, which is a partnership between Times Shamrock Communications and All Pro Broadcasting, which is headed by former NFL linebacker Willie Davis, who passed away earlier this year. WZTI's programming is repeated on sister station WLDB 93.3 FM HD2 in Milwaukee, and they operate 2 FM translator stations, which are the source of the station's branding. W262CJ 100.3 FM is licensed to Milwaukee, and W297BY 107.3 FM Franklin, Wisconsin. That's the translator that airs to Racine. 1340 is WJYI Milwaukee. Joy 1340 AM 98.7 FM. Today's Christian Word, WJYI. This station airs contemporary Christian music as well as Christian preaching. They are owned by the Milwaukee Radio Group, which is a subsidiary of Saga Communications. Programming is repeated on sister station WHQG 102.9 FM HD2 Milwaukee, and they operate a translator station in Milwaukee on 98.7 W254 CU. 1460 is WJTI, West Allis, Wisconsin. This is an inner ring suburb of Milwaukee. They're known as Radio Caliente 97.9 FM. Una nueva generación en radio. This is a regional Mexican station owned by El Sol Broadcasting LLC with an FM translator station in West Allis on 97.9 W250BN. Short space next to them at 1470 is WIBD West Bend, Wisconsin. 101.3 WIBD. They broadcast a classic hits format with programming from Westwood One. They are owned by David Magnum and licensed by Magnum Communications Incorporated. Their FM translator station is the source of the station's branding, and that's W267CL 101.3 FM, West Bend, Wisconsin. 1510 is WRRD, Waukesha, Wisconsin. This is west of the city. This is a temporary format known as ESPN Wisconsin. All you really want to hear is sports. This is a temporary ESPN radio station in Milwaukee, which is owned by Beaver Dam-based Good Karma Brands. WRRD is a daytime-only station required to sign off at local sundown. However, they do operate an FM translator station in Milwaukee on 101.7 W269DL. Good Karma Brands, that's the company that owns WRRD, is planning to launch an all-black talk radio station by the end of the year. And they're doing so as a local response to iHeartMedia's Black Information Network, which at last check has not been launched in the Milwaukee area on either an HD digital subchannel of one of iHeartMedia's 6 radio stations or on an FM translator station. So it looks like Good Karma Brands is trying to beat iHeartMedia in getting an all-black urban talk radio station on the air in Milwaukee. 1540 is WPTT, Hartford, Wisconsin. This station is known as Party 92.9, broadcasting an adult hits format owned by Tom Sum Media, LLC. Like WRRD, WPTT is also a daytime-only station according to FCC law. This station signs off the air at sundown. However, they too operate an FM translator station in Hartford at 92.9 W225 CP. And rounding, we're not done yet. There are 2 stations left. 1560 is WGLB, Elm Grove, Wisconsin. This is another Milwaukee suburb. They're known as 1560 WGLB, which plays gospel music and is owned by JJK Legacy Group, LLC. They operate FM translator station W241CI Milwaukee on 96.1 FM. And rounding out the AM portion of the band is 1640 WSJP AM Sussex, Wisconsin. This station is known as Relevant Radio, talk radio for Catholic life. They broadcast a Catholic radio format with programming from Relevant Radio, which is owned by Starboard Broadcasting. Relevant Radio programming is also heard on sister station WSJP FM 100.1, which is licensed to the Lakeshore community of Port Washington, Wisconsin. And we'll tell you about that station in just a bit. Before we jump to FM, I wanted to tell you that on Wikipedia lists both WSJP AM and FM as Christian radio, but we all know that Relevant Radio is a Catholic broadcaster, so I got them both listed. as Catholic radio broadcasters. So there's that. Now we can go to the FM side of the band, where there were only 5 stations on the traditional non-commercial band, starting off with 88.1 Channel 201, WMWK Milwaukee, Family Radio, The Sound of the New Life. This is a religious station owned by Family Stations Incorporated. 88.9 Channel 205, broadcasting in high definition, is WYMS Milwaukee. 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. And of course, the 9 in the branding is spelled out the word 9. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Adult Album Alternative. HD2 is also Adult Album Alternative, dubbed as 414music.fm. WYMS features programming from NPR and Public Radio Exchange. WYMS is owned by the Milwaukee Public Schools, operated by Radio Milwaukee, and licensed by the Milwaukee Board of School Directors. 89.7 Channel 209 is WUWM Milwaukee. This station is simply known as Milwaukee's NPR. This is a public news and talk station with programming and news from NPR, as well as Public Radio International, American Public Media, and the BBC World Service, which airs during the overnight hours. WUWM is owned by the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and licensed by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin system based out of Madison. 90.7 Channel 214, broadcasting in high definition, is WHAD Delafield, Wisconsin. They're known as Ideas 90.7 WHAD. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Wisconsin Public Radio's Ideas Network. And on HD2 is classical music. WHAD features programming and news updates from NPR and is owned and operated by the Wisconsin Educational Communications Board. Now, this is the same company that owns the statewide public television network, Wisconsin PBS. They own and operate 6 of the 8 PBS member stations in the state of Wisconsin, including its flagship station in Madison. They do not, however, own nor operate the 2 PBS member stations in Milwaukee, which are WMVS Channel 10 and WMVT Channel 36. And wrapping up the non-commercial band on FM is 91.7 Channel 219, WMSE Milwaukee. WMSE 91.7 FM. This station plays alternative rock, blues, jazz, new age, and world music. And they are owned by the Milwaukee School of Engineering, hence their call sign, WMSE. So that's the traditional non-commercial band. On now to the commercial band on FM. Starting off with 92.5, Channel 223, and this station is aimed primarily at the northern portions of the Milwaukee market, and that's WMBZ, West Bend, Wisconsin. 92.5 Buzz Country, Wisconsin's best country. This is a country music station owned by David Magnum and licensed by Magnum Communications Incorporated. 93.3, Channel 227. 93.3, Channel 227. Broadcasting in high definition is WLDB Milwaukee. B93.3, the 80s to today. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is adult contemporary music throughout much of the year and Christmas music during the holidays. In fact, this is one of two radio stations in Milwaukee that plays Christmas music. And then on their HD2 subchannel is the oldies simulcast of WZTI Fonz FM. WLDB is owned by Milwaukee Radio Alliance. 94.5, Channel 233, also broadcasting in high definition, is WKTI Milwaukee. 94.5 ESPN. This is the main Milwaukee affiliate of ESPN Radio, which airs on its main FM analog signal and on HD1. Meanwhile, HD2 is the news talk simulcast of News Radio 620 WTMJ. WKTI is owned and operated by Beaver Dam-based Good Karma Brands. Translator station W277CV 103.3 FM Milwaukee relays the WTMJ simulcast on 94.5 HD2. 95.1, Channel 236, and I talked about this station in my Chicago area rundown. And that's WIIL Union Grove, Wisconsin. They're known as 95 Will Rock. Call sign is derived by the postal abbreviations of the two states, Wisconsin and Illinois. They're known as 95 Will Rock, the rock station. They broadcast an active rock format from Alpha Media. So primarily this station serves Racine and Kenosha. And with their signal of 50,000 watts, it also goes into the southern suburbs of Milwaukee and the northern suburbs of Chicago in Northeast Illinois. And this was perfectly placed here in the Milwaukee market. Gets a few clicks up from 94.5 WKTI and a few clicks down from our next station, 95.7, Channel 239, broadcasting in high definition, WRIT-FM Milwaukee. 95.7, Big FM. They have two slogans. Their main slogan is Milwaukee's best variety of the 80s and more. And their second slogan, which they're using right now, is Milwaukee's Christmas station. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Variety Hits and Christmas music during the holidays. So for much of the year, 95.7 Big FM is kind of like a Jack FM ripoff. And then HD2 is Real Oldies. This is a channel on the iHeartMedia app that plays 50s and 60s oldies. WRIT-FM is owned by iHeartMedia. 96.5, Channel 243, also broadcasting in high definition, is WKLH Milwaukee. Hometown Rock 96.5, or simply KLH. Milwaukee's classic rock. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is classic rock, and there are no additional subchannels. WKLH is owned by Saga Communications. 97.3, Channel 247, also broadcasting in high definition, is WRNW Milwaukee. 97.3, The Game. Sports talk that rocks. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Sports Talk. This is the main Fox Sports radio affiliate in Milwaukee, whereas sister station WOKY 920 is the secondary FSR affiliate. Like WOKY 97.3, the game is also the home of the Wisconsin Badgers in Milwaukee. WRNW is also the Milwaukee home of Westwood One Sports. So that means the NFL on Westwood One, including their Sunday night, Thursday night, and Monday night games, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl, as well as the NCAA men's basketball tournament and Final Four, are all heard on the game. WRNW is also Milwaukee's home for NASCAR and the IndyCar Series, with races from the Motor Racing Network, the Performance Racing Network, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network. So that means the Indy 500 airs on 97.3 The Game, which is owned by iHeartMedia. 98.3 Channel 252, broadcasting in high definition, is WJMR FM, Menomonee Falls, Wisconsin. This is a west side suburb of Milwaukee. They're known as Jammin' 98.3, today's R&B and old school. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Urban Adult Contemporary, and there are no additional subchannels. WJMR FM is owned by the Milwaukee Radio Group, a subsidiary of Saga Communications. Alright, final page, folks. 99.1 Channel 256, broadcasting in high definition, is WMYX FM, Milwaukee. 99.1 The Mix. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Hot Adult Contemporary. And on HD2 is Me TV FM, which plays soft oldies. WMYX FM 99.1 The Mix is owned by Intercom Communications. 100.1 Channel 261 is WSJP FM, Port Washington, Wisconsin. This is the other relevant radio station in Milwaukee, broadcasting a Catholic radio format with programming from Relevant Radio. WSJP FM is owned by Starboard Broadcasting, and programming is also heard on WSJP AM 1640, Sussex, Wisconsin. 100.7 Channel 264, broadcasting in high definition, is WKKV FM, Racine, Wisconsin. V100.7, Milwaukee's only hip-hop and R&B. On their main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Urban Contemporary. And in HD2 is The Breeze, which plays soft adult contemporary. WKKV FM V100.7 is owned by iHeartMedia. 102.1 Channel 271 is WLUM FM Milwaukee. FM 102.1 sounds different. This station plays alternative rock, and they're owned by Milwaukee Radio Alliance. 102.9 Channel 275, also broadcasting in high definition, is WHQG Milwaukee. 102.9 The Hog, everything that rocks. On the main FM analog signal and HD1 is Active Rock. And then on HD2 is the contemporary Christian music and Christian preaching simulcast of WJYI Joy 1340 AM and 98.7 FM. WHQG 1029 The Hog is owned by the Milwaukee Radio Group, a subsidiary of Saga Communications. 103.7 Channel 279, broadcasting in high definition, is WXSS, Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. This is another inner ring suburb of Milwaukee. They're known as 103.7 KISS FM, the new #1 hit music station. The main FM analog signal and HD1 is Top 40 CHR. And on HD2, which was previously the sports simulcast of WSSP, they now run an urban contemporary station known as Hot 105.7, which is relayed over translator station W289CB 105.7 FM, Shorewood, Wisconsin. And then HD3 is channel Q, which is LGBTQ talk, dance, EDM, and Top 40. WXSS is owned by Intercom Communications. The next three stations are right on top of each other. 104.5 Channel 283 is WCCX, Waukesha, Wisconsin. They're known as 104.5 The X. This is a college radio station from Carroll University based in Waukesha. Next to them on 104.7 Channel 284, broadcasting in high definition, is WDDW. Sturtevant, Wisconsin. La Grande is the main branding, and La Zeta 93.7 is the branding for the FM translator and HD2 station. The main FM analog and HD1 signal is traditional Mexican music. And then HD2 is the aforementioned regional Mexican format of La Zeta 93.7, which is relayed over translator station W229CQ 93.7 FM, Milwaukee. WDDW is owned by Bustos Media of Wisconsin, LLC. And ending the trio of short space stations is 104.9 Channel 285, WTKM FM, Hartford, Wisconsin. They're known simply as WTKM FM. They play classic country, primarily 80s and 90s country, and they also air talk radio programming. This station is owned by Tom Sum Media LLC, the same owners of WPTT 1540 and 92.9. 105.3, Channel 287, is WLVE, Mukwonago, Wisconsin. This is the Milwaukee affiliate of the K-Love Radio Network, broadcasting contemporary Christian music from the Educational Media Foundation, or EMF. 106.1 Channel 291, broadcasting in high definition, is WMIL FM, Waukesha, Wisconsin. FM 106.1, Milwaukee's best country. On the main FM analog signal and HD1 is country music. HD2 is new country. And then HD3 is a station called Alt 2K, which plays alternative rock from the 2000s. WMIL FM is owned by iHeartMedia. 106.9, Channel 295, also broadcasting in high definition, is WNRG FM, Brookfield, Wisconsin. This is another suburb of Milwaukee. They're known as Energy 106.9, and their slogan is pretty straightforward as they come. We shut up and play the hits. Love that slogan. On the main FM analog signal and on HD1 is Rhythmic Contemporary with no additional subchannels. This station is owned by the Milwaukee Radio Group, a subsidiary of Saga Communications. And the final station that we'll be looking at in the Milwaukee radio market is 107.7 Channel 299. WVCY FM, Milwaukee. This is, of course, VCY America. Christian Information Radio. They broadcast a Christian radio format, which is locally owned by VCY America Incorporated. This is the company that also owns longtime religious television station WVCY TV, Channel 30. And that is it, folks. That's the AM and FM radio stations across the Milwaukee metro area. Alright, it's time for me to catch some Z's. I'm going to download this video and then I'm going to go to bed. I'm getting a little sleepy. It is almost 4 a.m. here in Phoenix after all. But anyway, enough of me rambling. Thanks for listening to the AM and FM radio stations from across Milwaukee. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell twice every time I post a new vid. Big Al signing off. Happy early Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.